I am live and welcome to my 2000th YouTube video. Wow. I can't believe that I actually just got to say that. Yeah, welcome to my 2000th YouTube video. I have been on here since around, I think it's probably around 2016, 2017 that I actually came on to YouTube. I'd have to actually look back to see. When I started this channel, I literally took my iPhone 4 one day and kind of nervously made an unboxing of the Scream Factory collection with masks that came out in Canada on Blu-ray. So that was, I think, my first video. Shortly after that, I would do a unboxing of the Arkham City game that hey Livins, welcome to number 2000 that with the collector's edition from the PS3. And I would do beer reviews, comic book reviews, because I started reading the New 52 and got back into comic books. Hey David, welcome from Scotland, dude. What we're going to do today, what we're going to start with anyway, is I want to talk a bit about MVD Rewind, the company. Now, if you're not familiar with MVD Rewind, they are and this is why live is awesome, because any freaking thing can happen, including knocking off my mic. So let's restart this. Well, not restart this. Let's just keep going. MVD Rewind is a label that came out in 2017. They are rich. MVD, if you're not familiar with what that stands with, is actually music video distributor. They started out doing music videos, and they went into hey Murdersville, welcome, dude. I'm hopefully gonna be able to get through this. My voice is kind of going. So I have my complete entire MVD Rewind collection here to show you guys today, with my birthday money from my mom. So thanks, Mom. I actually beefed up my MVD Rewind collection quite a bit. As of right now, they have put out 16 titles. So if you haven't got any of their titles, or if you just got one or two, it's kind of a nice time to dive into it now, because with 16 titles, it makes it easy. Hey, dude. I'm a huge FOP fan. I cannot wait till my next time that I get over to England to actually go into FOP again. And hopefully the Covent Garden FOP will still be there, because love that place. So what I thought I'd do first is I thought I'd go through the MVD Rewind collection. Some of them I'm opening up for the first time because I just got them today, and kind of give you guys an idea of the company, what it's about. And I've also got 3 Vinegar Syndrome titles to show you guys as well. If you're on my Instagram, for instance, I know Steph, Miss Stephanie Crawford from Just So This podcast and Screamcast. Oh, David, I'd be heartbroken if FOP was gone. That's one thing I was worried about the you know, the buyout. So let's start out with their first one. So it's not surprising that MVD, who started out with music, would put out their first disc, and it would be kind of music related. Now, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of the early kind of punk movement. That's kind of one of the styles of music that I was really into. I like punk. You know, I like new wave. I'm eclectic when it comes to my musical taste, much like my cinema taste. And the very first one they put out with, and this is a gorgeous cover, by the way, is I got this today. This is DOA, A Rite of Passage. Now, if you've never heard of the movie DOA, A Rite of Passage, I'll go into a little bit, because I do plan to review this one down the road. It's a movie that kind of documents the 1978 tour of the Sex Pistols. That would be their last tour. This is their tour in the U.S. They would break up shortly, well, within that tour. If you don't know a lot about the Sex Pistols, it's really worth looking into. Of course, Criterion put out an amazing video, kind kind of movie called, well, Criterion put label put it. It's Sid and Nancy. So if you've never seen Sid and Nancy, but it stars Gary Oldman, and it's a great look at the Sex Pistols, particularly Sid Vicious, and his girlfriend Nancy, who it was a tragic life for both of them. So if you're into to punk music at all, this actually is a really good one. Generation X, there's a performance by them on here. If you're not a punk fan, you may not know Generation X, but Generation X actually is a band that was fronted by a guy that will become famous on his own. No, not the Dennis Quaid or Evan O'Brien movies, called by the name of Billy Idol. So, but you get some really good stuff. You got the Sex Pistols, the Dead Boys, Generation X, the Rich Kids, X-Ray Specs, and Sham 69 on here. Additional music from The Clash and Iggy Pop. Hey Brian, welcome to number 2000. Brian here, for people that just came in or have never watched my videos before, runs Just to This podcast. And if you have not listened and you're not subscribed to Just to This podcast, make sure that's something that you do. Podcast number 100 he did with Rob Galuzza recently. Actually, he mentions MVD Rewind as one of the titles. I won't tell you which one because you'll have to watch to be sure of that. But it's probably, this podcast is on, is par excellence every time. This may be one of my favorite episodes that I ever listened to, was the one that they did. And Brian, you can tell Rob that Punisher Warzone is also my favorite Punisher movie. So, so let's open this one up because I'm going to show you just how much work MVD puts into their disc, and it's a shame that cast out on who. There has actually been some like doubt on who killed Nancy. Did they mention the what's his name, the drug dealer guy? Because that's, I don't know if I've seen that documentary. I definitely want to know. What's cool about this is this was done by the guy that did High Times, High Times magazine. This is about as gonzo and as raw as it gets. I figured they would murder though. He pretty much had no rights to do anything. He would just film when he could, and it shows. This is going to be a pretty raw documentary. But what's really cool about this is the behind the scenes of this documentary is fascinating in and of itself. The Alex Hawke film I still have to get. I've seen it. I saw that in theater actually. I love that film. It actually has a full-length documentary about the making of this documentary, and considering the gonzo style that this was made in, the fact that the guy that made the documentary actually died before the documentary's editing was completely done. It's actually, thanks Corey, an extremely fascinating documentary. So just to let you know what it has on there, to give you an idea of the depth of features and stuff that's on MVD Rewind. So if you want to pause right there, not on a live video, you can't, but I'm going to read them out anyway. And if you're not watching this live, you can always pause. So this has an high definition Blu-ray and a standard definition DVD release of the film. Original 2.0 mono uncompressed PCM. Dead on Arrival, the punk documentary that almost never was, a feature-length documentary that's actually just as good or maybe even a little bit better than the documentary you're going to watch on here. Done by Richard Schenkman. New interviews with Punk Magazine founder and Ramones cover artist John Holstrom, renowned music journalist Chris Sawich. I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get those right. There's some never before seen interviews, behind the scenes, photo galleries, reversible artwork. Let's just look. Filth and Fury. I gotta watch that. I think I've seen that one, but it's one I definitely want to rewatch. So, one thing you're going to notice with MVD stuff. Another famous Canadian? Really? Who? Which one? Is that they make it look like, and pretty much on purpose. Every MVD Rewind will look like it's kind of a burn, like a written on burn copy, much like you'd find back in the old tape trading days type of thing. And that's a purposeful thing. 1 million subs. Oh, I don't know if I'll ever get there, Jesse. But good luck. Congratulations to him on that one. On the inside, there is a comic strip, which is actually kind of cool. And you'll find that a lot of comic book fans are very much punk music fans as well, if you grew up in the era that I grew up in. Now, this one here, now many of them comes with a booklet. I love this cover, by the way, for the film. And of course, you can see on the back. Yep. Some great writing done here. I'm not quite sure who does the writing on this one. I haven't. Okay, it's John Holmstrom, founding editor of Punk magazine. So this should be actually a really good read. You see, when you think about punk and you think about 2000 AD, those go together. Like, those are definitely go together. You can't expect somebody to be getting an old issue of 2000 AD, like comic magazine, and listen to maybe some Sid Vicious or Generation X or that type of thing in the background, or maybe some Ramones. So this is the mini poster that came with this one. Now, what's neat about this one that most of the mini posters don't have is this one is actually double-sided. So there you go. There's Johnny Rotten, Sid Vicious, Steve Jones, and Paul Cook from the Sex Pistols right there. 1975 to 1978. I'm extremely impressed with this release by MVD Rewind. And I do recommend it for any documentary fans, any punk music fans. And just fans in general of like, this is a quality label. And the stuff they put out is incredible. So, where to go? Indicator announcements are tomorrow. So I'm guessing we'll get like an indicator thing down the road there. Where would they go after doing a seminal punk documentary? Well, in a very unusual place. For a very unusual, very fun film. Now, this is, of course, Attack the Killer Tomatoes. Now, if you haven't noticed already, you'll see that they give it kind of a retro VHS type style box with the with the stickers on there. The kind of like the Be Kind Rewind sticker, which I remember being a tiny bit rounder than that, but different stickers in different regions, I guess. It has the MVD Rewind, kind of is reminiscent of the media logo back in the VHS days. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I'm not sure if anybody else is like VHS that actually. Oh, if you got any, Corey, man, there's some cool stuff on MVD Rewind. One of them you're going to want, I know for sure. So this is Attack the Killer Tomatoes. Let's pop it open. Obviously, this one has, now this one has a ton of features as well. As always, you get the Blu-ray DVD. They are very eclectic when it comes to the type of stuff that they put out. Marysville, so they put out a little bit of everything. Usually, it's movies that were famous in the rental era. but that's something that I actually really count. And it's not one genre. Like with Scream Factory, it's horror. With Arrow, it's usually like kind of horror genre type stuff. With MVD, as you can see, we're only at the second one. Vastly different types of films, and there's a few that I don't have in my collection. Well, Jesse, they've been around since 2017, so it's been a couple years. The picture quality in these are actually really good. I haven't had any problems with any MVD releases, and I've not just the picture quality, but the features are actually extraordinary with what they do, and it's a real shame that they've kind of been like flying under the radar. So this is the classic poster for Attack the Killer Tomatoes. I'll talk. I'm not going to sing. I actually thought about doing like on my 2000 video, I'm not going to lie, I actually thought about doing a musical entrance to this video. Vinegar Syndrome is, for me, the top of the heap, alongside with Criterion. They're the best of the best of what they do. But this company is definitely up there, and they're getting better with every release that they do. But they started out of the gate fantastically. This DOA disc has a feature-length, full-length, 2-hour-long documentary on behind the making of the film DOA, and that's as fascinating as the film itself. So if you are interested in these movies at all, sorry, damn, we'll get that out. This is the definitive way to get them. And what does this have feature-wise? Well, guys, you're getting, again, a newly remastered 4K digital transfer of this film. So that may help you a bit with the question you just asked there. Original 2.0 mono audio with an uncompressed PCM on the Blu-ray. Audio commentary with John DeBello, writer co-star Steve Peace, and creator Costa Dillon. 3 deleted scenes, 7 featurettes, Legacy of a Legend, Crash and Burn, Famous Foul, Killer Tomato Mania, Where Are They Now, We Told You So. Slated for success, Attack the Killer Tomato, the original 8mm short film, with an optional audio commentary with that as well, by the way. Gone with the Bob's Land, the original 8mm short that inspired Attack the Killer Tomatoes with additional optional commentary. Original theatrical trailer, production design, photo gallery, radio spots, Easter eggs, and collectible poster. Yeah, actually, another thing that may add to the confusion, Jesse, is AGFA, I think they've worked a little bit with like MVD somewhere along the line. So that kind of mixes it up as well. I actually recently got into AGFA. When I get more titles from them, I'll be doing a video much similar to this. So this is number 2 in the MVD Rewind collection. Just to see how eclectic MVD can get. Number 3 in their collection is the Sho Kosugi film, Black Eagle. As you can see, it highlights Van Damme much in the way that No Retreat, No Surrender does. But much in the way that No Retreat, No Surrender is, this is not a Van Damme film. This is a Sho Kosugi film. Sho Kosugi is, of course, the guy from the Ninja Trilogy, you know, and, of course, the TV series, The Master with Lee Van Cleef. He was in that as well. And really like him a lot. So, and I have to say, I got to put this out there now. It is thanks to a great viewer of mine by the name of James Hayes that actually sent me my first 2 MVD rewinds, and one of them was this one right here, that got me addicted to this label. Got me really looking at this label and seeing exactly what they did. Here, this is not... Actually, that's a good question. So what it says here, it says that they have the 93-minute theatrical version of the film and a 104-minute uncut extended version of the film. Here's my pusher. Yeah. So hopefully that clears it up a bit. I haven't gone online to look to see if there's, you know, a scene or something missing. But as far as I can tell from the back of this, it does say that it has the theatrical and the uncut. So I'm going on face value for this one. I know that it's a great, you know, you have some great prints of the film. Again, this is high definition transfer of the film. This is 2.0 and Dolby Digital 5.1. We have a interview with Sho Kosugi, which I haven't listened to that yet. I got to listen to that. And it features new interviews with Sho Kosugi and Shane Kosugi, his son, and more. The making of Black Eagle actually runs at 35 minutes long, almost 36, with some brand new interviews as well. There is Tales of Jean-Claude Van Damme, brand new interviews with cast and crew members telling about working with the legendary action star. The script and the screenwriters. There's a 27-minute interview with the screenwriters, deleted scenes, original theatrical trailer, and collectible poster. So you'll notice, Murdersville, that some of these that I'm going to show have come out from 101 Films, which more than likely is the company that put out like a bare bones edition of Black Eagle. And I often use like 101 Films UK releases because they're actually fairly cheap most of the time. To gauge sometimes what my interest on an MVD rewind is going to be. Now I'm in deep, so I'm going to get them on no matter what. But originally, this again is a MVD Blu-ray DVD combo pack. It does come with the poster as well, which actually I really like. It's these little touches that make the big difference for me, and MVD Rewind is really killing it. As you can tell by the number of features that, like, just a movie like Black Eagle will get. As you can see, if you and good friend and great YouTuber, Serial at Midnight actually. Has shown a couple of MVD rewinds. Actually, there's an MVD rewind sale last Black Friday that I didn't know about because I didn't find out on his channel fast enough. I should have. And he said basically, so we have these here. So if you like the VHS look, fantastic. If you like the clean look, then you just take the slipcover away. I like the VHS look of it, so I keep it like that. I will switch around the cover if there's a dual cover, and a couple of them have that. So I'll show you as we get there. So that is the first three. All three very, very different types of films, right? So let us get to number 5, because I don't have number 4. I think number 4 was a very different film, which was like which I think was Savannah Smiles. Now, Savannah Smiles is one of those kind of heartwarming dramas that used to come on cable back in the day a lot, actually. So if you're like a 90s kid, for instance, you've probably seen Savannah Smiles. I unfortunately don't have that one in my collection yet. There's a little bit of tragedy with that film in that the lead actress, the young girl in it, she actually died at the age of 21 from opioids. So that's it's sad, and I do want to have that movie in my collection. She did an amazing job in that film, and unfortunately she was taken at a very young age. So next up and is The Return of the Swamp Thing. So notice this has gotten rounder. I just noticed that. So okay, this is kind of what I remember the Be Kind Rewind stickers looking like. And it's got some great stuff in there, like special collector's edition, like wall-to-wall, there's kind of like fake stickers and stuff. There's a ton of features. And just to let you know, yes, they do have ones that have, this is the alternate artwork here is the cover. This is the 30th anniversary special collector's edition. Love this here. Heather Locklear is in this. Swampy does rule. And I'm really excited about the new Swamp Thing TV series coming out actually very soon. This one, again, we'll have a poster in it, and then I'll let you know what the features are. And just to let you see, yes, you did have the option to have the other artwork there as well. But I do like the kind of cool, the yellow gives it the more comic bookish feel. I'm going to say something that's going to be a little controversial for Swamp Thing fans, especially for a Wes Craven fan like I am. With Jim Wynorski's Return to Swamp Thing, a bit more of the actual comic book feel to it. And obviously the costume is better done than in the first Swamp Thing film. He has more powers, like the actual comic book, and they actually introduced Abigail Arcane, who was a very important part of the Swamp Thing comic book series, especially in the Alan Moore run for the for the comic book. So it's always as a poster with the gorgeous Heather Locklear. And feature-wise, I do love. I'm a huge Ray Wise fan. I just love this movie just a bit more, but I love them both. But this is my personal favorite in the Swamp Thing movies so far. So feature-wise, again, you're getting a new 2K high-definition transfer of this film with Blu-ray and standard DVD presentations, original 2.0 and 5.1 stereo audio. So you notice that they're Adrienne Barbeau, well, Heather Locklear, that they're both getting into to putting in like a wider audio range. So originally, as you can see, a lot of the original, the first couple had the 2.0. This one's getting into the stereo 5.1 as well. If you're a fan of that, if you're an audiophile. Again, I always like the fact that it's uncompressed PCM on the Blu-ray. New audio commentary with director Jim Wynorski, composer Chuck Carino, and editor Leslie Rosenthal. There's the 2003 commentary from Wynorski here as well. There's new interviews with Wynorski, Rosenthal, Serino, and this new interview with Lightyear Entertainment executive Arnie Holland. Original theatrical trailer, new HD transfer from original 35mm negative, 6 promotional TV clips, 2 TV spots, 2, which is really cool, 2 Greenpeace service ads. You got to check these out. This is really fun. 1989 promo reel, photo gallery accompanied by Sereno's film score, and the collectible mini poster, which I just showed you guys. So awesome, awesome stuff. They don't even mention that it's a reversible cover, but it's there, and we've just seen it. And this, by the way, is number 5. That's the cool thing about this, and this is the thing that gets like a lot of people hooked. They're numbered. You know that's going to be a thing. Now, next up is one that is a very different film from all the films that I've shown you there so far. And this is number 6. And I don't even have this one open. This one I'm opening for the first time here in front of you guys. Quite a long title. I actually remember this film and actually really liked it. I'm a huge fan. Well, I like John Cryer. He's the new Lex Luthor, of course. On Supergirl, I like Frank Whaley. Of course, Swimming with Sharks is one of my favorites. I like to see that get a special edition Blu-ray. And as always, the beautiful Ione Skye. If you grew up in the 80s, then you know who she is. And is in this film as well. And it's went to Coney Island on a mission from God, be back by 5. Now, this is definitely one of the more indie, like, titles that MVD Rewind have done in their label. You can see at just what number 6, how eclectic of a range the titles that they put out are. And this one here, when I picked this one up, this actually had gone down in price significantly. Now, one good thing I'll say about MVD Rewind is their the price drops on their Blu-rays happen a lot. And this one here, for instance, cost me when I picked it up like $13 Canadian. So yeah, there's like the good thing is they haven't gotten overtly expensive. Like even like the collector's editions they'll start out like sometimes at like maybe at a 30 or 34 Canadian. It'll end up going down in price over time. There's only 3 released ones and 1 unreleased one that I don't have in my collection. It sort of is the premise of the film. It's a humorous film. It's an indie film. I guess maybe a dramedy. So here, since nobody's gonna pick this one up without knowing a bit about the film, let's for once I will read the back to you. So as kids, Daniel, Stan, and Richie were inseparable, the best of friends. But as they grew up, they grew apart. And now Richie has gone missing, sending Daniel and Stan on a wintry trek to Coney Island to find their long-lost friend. The trip leads them on a wild journey to the famed amusement park in the off-season, where they encounter some of the strangest people this side of the Brooklyn Bridge. Along the way, Stan and Daniel realize they have demons of their own, and as they search for their friend, they discover revelations about themselves that will change their lives forever. Again, we got a high-definition transfer of the film here. A frame-by-frame digital restoration that was done from the original 35mm film, which actually has me really excited. A 5.1 surround audio and with uncompressed PCM and a 2.0 stereo. New introduction from the director and actor John Cryer. Audio commentary with the director and John Cryer. Went to Coney Island to make a movie behind-the-scenes featurette. The producer, a comedy short film that was directed by Richard Schenkman. And photo gallery, original theatrical trailer. And as always, the collectible mini poster. Oh, definitely. It's one of those indie hit style ones. And you can see this is the first MVD Rewind release that has gone completely with just the Blu-ray and not a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. I'm not going to lie, this type of movie is exactly the type of movie that I find myself looking for nowadays. As much as I love my genre stuff and like some of my classic stuff, these movies that I think kind of like at the day flew under the radar that I may not have seen or may have not passed my my sight for a long time. Those I look for. And I had the choice to get. I knew I was getting 4 MVD rewinds. I could have picked up another Van Damme or something like that with that, but I did want this. I did want this release a lot. Hey, Cropsy, welcome, dude. It must be Ducky to you, the stalker. I love Ducky in Pretty in Pink. but it is kind of creepy watching it now. I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause I thought I'm kind of like Ducky, except I don't like go outside people's workplaces and just drive by over and over again on my bicycle. But I know it was meant in kind of a more humorous, kind of heartfelt way. So number 7 is a very different one, and if anybody's been kind of iffy, like I'm not sure about this indie drama, I'm not quite sure, I'm not a big comic book fan. If you're a horror movie fan, I'm going to get you back with this one. I'm gonna reel you in. Are they putting something next month? They're putting something soon. There's a new Van Damme one coming out called Double Impact that they will be getting it soon. The first Van Damme one they put out was Lionheart. They put a collector's edition of Lionheart. I don't have that edition, unfortunately. It's one of the few that I don't have. Just to let you guys know, the ones that are not in my collection right now are Lionheart, which I really need to get. Windsurfer, which is one with Tom Burlinson from The Man from Snowy River, and Nicole Kidman, and with her first nude scene, I think. And the Savannah Smiles is the third one that I don't have. Jesse knows what I got in my hand right now. And of course, the upcoming Double Impact. So this is, as Jesse just mentioned, abominable. You may not have realized you needed this Bigfoot movie in your life, but you kind of do. Are you a fan of the movie Rear Window? When you were watching Rear Window, did you ever think to say, you know what's missing from Rear Window? Bigfoot. Bigfoot is missing from the movie Rear Window. Well, this movie here, definitely answers that question. It says, here you go. Rear Window was good, but there was a lack of Bigfoot in it. We're going to make sure we change that. So that is, of course, actor Matt McCoy. There is a great cast in this film here. We have guys like Jeffrey Combs, Matt McCoy, D. Wallace Stone, Lance Henriksen, Phil Morris. Tiffany Shepis actually is in this one here with a great score by Lalo Schifrin. And feature-wise, I'm going to go with the features before I open this one up, because this is a brand new one, by the way, guys, for me, as you can tell. We get a brand new 2K high def transfer from the original camera negative. See, this movie here was a hard find. If you don't know the behind the scenes on this one, getting this on the Blu-ray, it was incredibly hard finding the actual the negative for this film. What was a big task. Lance Henriksen is completely underrated. He's one of those workmanlike character actors that just is perfect in everything he does. The movie doesn't have to be good, but he always will be. Anytime you want to talk about physical media, and the need for physical media, think of movies like Abominable. Now, there was a great article that I read somewhere, and I can't remember. I apologize, I can't remember, but it was a review of Abominable, and it talked about physical media as well. And how important movies like this are that would get lost if it wasn't for companies like MVD Rewind actually saving it. This film was literally saved by this release. It would not be around anymore in any physical construct. And that being said, without this release, there wouldn't be the chance to ever have also a digital construct of this film down the road. They literally saved this film. So I do recommend, if you don't have this one in your collection, definitely pick it up. For me, that's a part of physical media collecting history. Again, feature-wise, we got a 5.1 surround audio with uncompressed PCM here, with new introduction from the director, audio commentary, writer-director Ryan Schifrin, actors Matt McCoy and Jeffrey Combs. Back to genre making Abominable featurette. Actually, that's really interesting. I don't even open up, but I've heard about it. Deleted and extended scenes, outtakes and bloopers. Shadows, director Ryan Schifrin's USC student film that he did. Basil and Mobius, No Rest for the Wicked, which is a short film that was directed by him. And with legendary composer Lalo Schifrin, and starring Zachary Levi, Ray Park, Malcolm McDowell, and Kane Hodder. So there you go, guys. If you're into that, he has a short film on there that stars Zachary Levi, Ray Park, Malcolm McDowell, and Kane Hodder. Now, when he did this film and they were putting the elements together, there was a couple of like minor CGI enhancements that he wanted to add to the film that that he couldn't do back in the day. Like there's a thing with the beast's eyes in the movie that you'll see. But for people that have like saw this back in the day on TV and stuff like that, they've also included the original 2005 edition of like unenhanced of the movie here in like in standard definition format. Gives you the original theatrical trailer, poster and stills gallery, storyboard, and of course the collectible of course is Jason. Yeah, dude, I had no idea this was on here. I literally, as I was reading, that's why I read it twice. I was like, this is a thing. This is a thing that has not been in my life that I did not know about. So let's open it up here. We'll look at the uncensored artwork and check out the poster as well. The scariest Bigfoot movie? I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever found a Bigfoot movie particularly scary. I found them fun. A Legend Boggy Creek is a fun one. It's definitely in my era type of film. So you want to see the Ned the Demon? Would you consider Ned the Demon Bigfoot though? The episode of The $6 Million Man Lives is the first time I saw Bigfoot on the screen, and that actually did, as a kid, scared the hell out of me when he's like, when the $6 Million Man rips off his arm, right? Or does he rip off $6 Million Man's arm? Somebody gets their arm ripped off in that movie, in that episode. I know they do. It freaked me out when I was a kid. And I know because I said it wrong the first time I was doing like I was talking about the episode, and somebody like right in the comment section said, "You got that wrong. This person got their arm ripped off." Twice on episode. Actually, yeah, okay. You guys can skill me on the Bigfoot stuff. It's been a while since I've seen some of this stuff. Thank you, Livens. And it's the robots working for the aliens, right? So, of course, this is the poster, and I love the fact that he put these posters in there. For me right now, I'll be definitely keeping these posters inside the case, but who knows down the road, you know, when I get moved out to Morocco, that I'll actually be looking into maybe putting some of this stuff up. So there, guys, if you're a horror fan, this really belongs in your collection. Whether if it's for the big, like, just like because you like Bigfoot, or you like Matt McCoy or Lance Henriksen. Hey, Chet, welcome to my 2000th video. We're talking about MVD Rewind right now. Or you want to see a short film that stars Zachary Levi, Ray Park, Malcolm McDowell, and Kane Hodder. Because, dude, I totally want to see that. Kim Kersinger, I got to rewatch that. I don't have the series MacGyver. My cousin has it. I got to pick that up. I've been meaning to get like the complete MacGyver series, and I got to grab that one down the road. I was a big fan when I was a kid. So next up is another horror release, and we've gone from number 7 to number 10 because of the two that I mentioned that I didn't have. Oh, nice! I love To Live and Die in L.A. Chat. It's one of my favorite films. It's a great neo-noir. Hope you liked it. So this is Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder. So this one is one that I remember from the VHS days. Cool little film. Now I saw this before it actually came out on VHS. I saw this actually with a screener copy of this at a local shop that I used to go to. Used to give me the screener copies. They call him Shadow Builder because he builds shadows. This is actually a fun film. A really cool cast in this one as well. Michael Rooker, of course, probably best known for Walking Dead, and of course Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Most infamously, stars in this one here. We actually have another horror star in this. We have Candyman's Tony Todd in this movie here as well. This actually is a really cool release by MVD Rewind. And I don't have the artwork. This one does have reversible artwork, which I will turn around. Now, feature-wise, we get the high-definition transfer of the film here, audio commentary from director Jamie Dixon, making of the Shadow Builder, which looks fantastic here with a lot of like interviews, Shadow Builder visual effects featurette, Shadow Builder Kevin Zeiger's featurette, reversible artwork, Spanish subtitles, original theatrical trailer, and collectible poster. So before I do anything else, I'm going to switch the artwork around so you guys can see what the other artwork is oh, that's kind of neat. That's very different. Because although I'll turn on a movie, I don't always look to see if there's a... Actually, I really did like that episode of... I love the series Friday the 13th. I actually thought it was really well done. It wasn't so big when Ryan left, but of course, this is very different from Shadowbox. Okay, so this is the alternate artwork for Shadow Builder, and it is, in my opinion, pretty gorgeous. Let me know what you guys think. So this is probably what you're more used to. And this is the alternate artwork for Shadow Builder. So that's really different, really kind of cool. And I like the fact that it is so different. It's not like just a variation of the same cover, but it actually is a very artistic, unique looking take on that. I would have liked that if they would have like did a double-sided poster for something like that, but they do show like the artwork from the slipcover as the poster for this one here. So we'll look at this one. Raw, pretty cool, huh? Again, another kind of cool like straight to VHS back in the day horror release that that's been rescued and saved by yeah, it is. Isn't it insane, Chet, how eclectic their release calendar is? Now, from here on out, I have uninterrupted every MVD that's out so far. One of them, sadly, does not have a slipcover. If anybody could ever get me slipcover for this movie, truly appreciate it. Not the next one, I got slippers. But here's number 11 in the MVD Rewind collection. And we just went through like 2 horror films and an indie drama. What's going to be next? Well, an action film. And that is Angel Town. So this is Olivier Grenier, and he was a French kickboxer, a very famous French kickboxer, who was probably most famous for a sci-fi action film by the name of Nemesis. But this was his start. This was his first film. This is a film that I actually really like. I thought it was an odd film when I watched it first, and an odd choice for like the way the villains were done and some of the tonal shifts within the film. But this is actually, upon rewatch of this film, and I've rewatched it a couple times to be honest with you, and it isn't a short film actually for an action film. It actually runs at 102 minutes. Usually the sweet spot for an action film is around you know, anywhere between like 78 to 98 minutes. An 80s horror type perspective. Friday 13th, Freddy's Nightmares, Monsters. That will be a thing that will happen. Thank you for that, actually, because yeah, that is actually a fantastic idea. Now, Angel Town is an extremely fun film. This is Olivier Grenier's first film. Teresa Saldana is in this one as well. We get a Frank Aragon in here. Feature-wise, we got like, well, the high definition transfer, original 2.0 uncompressed PCM stereo audio, archival audio commentary from the director-producer Eric Carson. There's a new interview with director-producer Eric Carson. It's really good, actually. It runs 43 minutes long. New 2018 interview with star Frank Aragon. That runs at half an hour, so it's not a short interview. New 2018 interview with the cinematographer John Blank, running again at 22 minutes. There's an archival making a featurette, archival interview with the director, archival interview with star Olivier Grenier, original theatrical trailer, and collectible mini poster. I missed what was said there. I apologize. My glasses are off. I can't see what's written on the screen. So I'm sorry. But I find it easier to read. Like I've got like, you can't see, but I've got like the thing in my glasses, you know, that below, kind of below, not bifocals, but like similar. But I don't find they work that well. Getting older. And as you can see now, they've gone from the Blu-ray DVD. They're still doing like the Blu-ray releases. Some people don't like the white like cases like that, the kind of the pure white cases, but I do. I think it makes them stand apart, much in the way Kino does their Kino their KL Studio Classics line, and with a basically a standard like disc thing. I love the way this is done. It reminds me of kind of like, it's very like gritty, punkish in the fact that it looks like something that someone just ripped off of and something you picked up at a swap meet or something like that. I just find, for me anyway, I get that feel when it comes to those releases. This, of course, is the cover for Angel Town with Olivier Grenier. His Justice is a one-on-one. The director tried to make a movie that was in its didn't have the typical action like movie fare, in the fact that he didn't do something where like you picked up this guy that was like super like super kind of like threatening, super evil as the bad guy. He's evil, but in a different way. He's a regular gangbanger type, and he doesn't come out across as like a Richard Norton or Billy Blanks or someone like that level of bad guy. But it's a very different one. And from 11 comes number 12, and you couldn't have more of a different dichotomy of films than this one right here. Bright Lights, Big City, the Michael J. Fox classic, much in the vein of the movie Less Than Zero. If you've ever seen that film as well, then Bright Lights, Big City is one you should. I would love that actually. Is it? There's a company recently that you guys can look it up actually, that was announced that MVD Rewind just made a deal with to get some of their releases, and the company. They put out a few different things. It might be PM Entertainment, something like that. I know they had like a lot of like low budget action, sci-fi stuff, kind of different films. He had like a few Lawrence Hilton Jacobs like action films as well. But it'll be interesting to see which ones they put out, which ones they got from that company. So this is Bright Lights, Big City. Again, if you're my age, this is a classic for you. And we got, of course, Michael J. Fox, Kiefer Sutherland, Phoebe Cates. I think it's a tour, but I heard the English audio track's really low. I don't have the Arrow edition of Torso myself yet, but I do have all the other releases of it. So eventually I'll get it. If I find out anything out, I'll let you know right away, Chet. But if anybody has it and can let Chet know, then definitely do so. Because I unfortunately don't have the release as of yet. Lakeshore, Vinegar Syndrome got some from Lakeshore recently. It'll be interesting to see what Vinegar Syndrome puts it from Lakeshore. But I think that it's PM Entertainment that MVD just did a deal with. So you can actually go online, go on IMDb, and you get a list of like the different like women in this movie are unbelievable. Phoebe Cates is in the Swoosie Kurtz, Kelly Lynch, the gorgeous Kelly Lynch. Diane West, and soundtrack. Yeah, the soundtrack for this one's actually really good. We get like New Order, Depeche Mode, Prince. I'm a really huge fan of this film. This helps cement my MVD Rewind addiction. So as you can see, there's the cool. There you can see the unadulterated artwork. It's number 12. And if you've ever seen this movie, that poster is pretty spot on. I lived through the 80s. Unfortunately, stuff like Bright Lights, Big City, and Less Than Zero, those type of things, through friends and that I had, something I can kind of relate to. It was mentioned, I hinted at it, I kind of talked about it, but now let's show it. Olivier Grenier's classic sci-fi action film that definitely belongs in everybody's collection if they're a sci-fi action fan, done by, I would love to see them release Skyscraper actually. That's PM Entertainment, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Are you looking at PM Entertainment like movies now? I was actually going to bring that up here. Thanks, Jesse. Nemesis. Nemesis is done by Albert Payan. Payan? Payan. We'll go Payan. If you've got the Scream Factory edition of Cyborg, then you know this director. That's the movie that he is most famous for. Of course, he would later become infamous for making the 1990s Captain America movie with Matt Salinger. But he seems like strongest when he's doing these action sci-fi style films. Now, this is the original Nemesis. What's really good about this is what they've done and what they've put into this one. Jamie Gertz, yes, she's kind of retired now, isn't she? For which one? For Nemesis? This one I just got, Jesse, so I haven't had the chance to watch yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. Now, the picture quality is going to be varying because there's 3 different cuts of the film on here. I've heard that the cut that you're most interested in, hopefully, that it will, is the original one. As basically, it's got a Blu-ray definition with a 2:3:5 and a 1:7:8 aspect ratio on here. We have English 5.1 surround sound, English 2.0 stereo sound. We got French, German as well. We have subtitles in English and German. We got a new 2018 interview with producer Eric Carson. Yep, Eric Carson again. New 2018 interview with director Albert Payan. Nemesis 2.0, which is the director's cut of the film. Now that one is with a director's commentary audio in and that one is in standard def. The theatrical, original theatrical is in is in high def. Of course, you also have the original theatrical trailer, and there's a DVD, and on the DVD you're going to get not only the Nemesis, oh my God, sorry, Nemesis 2.0 cut of the film, but you're also going to get the Japanese extended cut of the film, which previously, correct me if I'm wrong on this, was only available in North America on Laserdisc. I'm pretty sure, actually. With Japanese subtitles burnt in, of course, because the Japanese cut. There's an introduction by the director, introduction by Olivier Grenier. There's an afterword by the director here. There's a behind-the-scenes making of, interview with Olivier Grenier. There's another making of stunts and effects, making visual effects. There's a kill count feature. I'm actually looking forward to that. Behind the scenes, key art, photo gallery, TV spots, and of course the collectible mini posters. So let's look at that in here as well. So this is the box art. This is the clean art. The clean art is actually very sexy for this one right here. I love the fact that he put so much time and effort into this that we get 3 cuts of the film. We get the original cut. We get a director's cut of the film. Albert Payan is infamous for saying movies were taken out of his hands. There's a better director's cut. He says that about Captain America as well, by the way. In a lot of his films, he'll say that. There's no interview with Grunt. They lied to me. Oh, you had this release, Jesse. So, anyway, so they have they say there's an interview, but I'm guessing they had an interview planned and it didn't get through. So, it's no longer on the disc. So, there's something to know. Sadly, that's not there. But I think with you couldn't make the interview. Okay, but well, with 3 cuts of the film, I'm okay with missing the 3-minute interview. Well, that'll be okay. But thanks for letting me know that, because we've been looking all over for it. Of course, many of my UK brethren will know this, as mentioned earlier, that this is another one of those films that came out from 101 Films in a release that is pretty much like I don't think so, actually. I can't remember him doing one for Angel Town, actually. No, he didn't do one for Angel Town either. I'm guessing more than likely if there would have been one for Angel Town, they probably would have done like a kind of cut it a bit and put it on here if they would have had anything at all to release for Olivier Grenier interview-wise. But not quite sure interview-wise how. Maybe it's not a good interview. I don't know. But Since he's a new owner, I'm gonna say that. But anyway, so we got this again. We come back to the Blu-ray and of course the needed DVD because the DVD has different features on here. Director's cut, theatrical cut, and bonus features. Super stoked about the Japanese cut and bonus features. So excited to get this release. So you would think that after putting out Nemesis, since there was more Nemesis films to come out, this is number 13 by the way, that the next film that they would put out would be Nemesis, right? The sequels. I love Blu-ray DVD combo packs. Unfortunately, Jesse, I think for some companies it becomes something that's not fiscally like able for them to do, especially when it's the lower release. But the next movie they put out, and I don't have this one in its collector's edition thing. I actually bought this at my local Walmart. Actually, my local Walmart in Corner Brook. And that is number 14. You would think this would be Nemesis 2 or 2, 3, 4, but it's not actually. It is Double Dragon. As you can see, this looks markedly different from the rest of them. There is no white case. There is no slip cover in the version on the edition that I got. We'll start a fund to get me the good edition. So, and actually, if you go on Amazon, they don't really have very good editions, very good versions of it there either. So this is pretty awesome. I actually am a big fan of this film. It's cheesy fun. And what a cast, right? We have like Robert Patrick, Mark Dacascos, Scott Wolf, Julie Nixon is in this. The gorgeous Alyssa Milano looking definitely at her best. And speaking of gorgeous, Christina Wagner, who some people know from, I guess, World War General Hospital, actually. She plays Felicia on General Hospital. I think she still plays her today, actually. And she is stunning in this film. She's the bad girl, and she is utterly stunning in this film. There's some great special effects in this movie. It's really cheesy, very over the top. And it's actually, if you got a family, it is kind of kid friendly in many ways. So the features on this one are insane. So aside from having the high definition, standard definition, DVD presentation, Blu-ray and DVD presentation of the film, we got a 5.1, a 2.0, like English audio here. We also got the German 2.0, English, French, and Spanish subtitles. It's nice to see subtitles are coming into the mix. We got a new Making of Double Dragon, a feature-length documentary with interviews from Scott Wolf, Mark Dacascos, writers Peter Gould and Michael Davis, producer Don Murphy. There's actually a big interview as well with Don Murphy, Portrait of a Producer. We've got an archival making of featurette on here, behind-the-scenes featurette. We have the 1993 Double Dragon cartoon series pilot on here as well, which actually, that's kind of cool. And the name of the episode is episode 101, The Shadow Falls. So I kind of like that. Storyboard gallery, press photos, marketing, behind the scenes, photo galleries, TV spots, VHS home video trailer, original theatrical trailer, of course a collectible mini poster, and alternate artwork. Oh, it does have alternate artwork. Okay. And most people will probably remember this poster for yeah, they are insane with the amount of features they put on here. And you can't, I cannot, like, and again, like, you're going to like this, Jesse. This is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Again, we get the mini poster. It's one side. I would like to have seen the alternate artwork on the other side, but it is kind of cool to have, like, the mini poster there as well. So what's number 15? Because yes, I do have number 15. And for those that are still here, don't forget I've got Vinegar Cinema stuff to show you guys as well today. It's like Karate Kid, except it doesn't have Mr. Miyagi, no Pat Morita. It's got Billy Blanks instead. I'm not joking. It's Showdown. I watched the trailer to this one, realized somehow Showdown had escaped my watching back in the day when I was watching every action movie that I could find on VHS. And I knew I had to have this movie. You don't normally think of the Taibo guy as you know, the mentor style character. But yeah, he is actually. So again, Christine Taylor is in this one. Patrick Kilpatrick, James Liu from Best of the Best is in it. Brian James from Blade Runner is in this film. I'm guessing he's a bad guy. Now this is one that did pass over me, so I haven't seen it yet. Thanks, Annie. I really appreciate that. We're doing MVD rewind here, and I'm going to. It probably does. Let me see if they mention a alternate title here. They don't mention an alternate title, but I'm pretty sure you're right. I think there's another title for this film. Again, we got the high definition transfer of the film. Audio is in English 5.1 and 2.0. Subtitles in English. The making of Showdown, a new feature-length documentary. Oh wow, a 98-minute long documentary on Showdown. I'm not kidding. There's a 98. I've never seen this movie before, yet this movie has a 98-minute making of documentary. I am so stoked about that. Wow. When the interview, basically everybody, Billy Blanks, Ken Scott, John Asher, Patrick Kilpatrick, Michael Genovese, all interviewed on there. There's an interview with Robert Rattler, Portrait of a Director featurette. Billy Blanks' Martial Arts Legend featurette. The Fights of Showdown. There's a 47-minute like featurette on the fights of the movie, which, wow, okay. Showdown, Anatomy of a Scene featurette. That's, again, it's an HD as well. Photo gallery, original theatrical trailer, collectible mini poster. Damn, this one's loaded, guys. And I had zero clue that we're opening up this one for the first time. 98-minute documentary on Showdown. Who would have thunk it? I wouldn't. It probably has another title. Let me use my trusty IMDb here to see if I can find out for you, Jess. Showdown. It doesn't say here, but it probably does. The working title for the film during production was called Full Contact. Not sure if it ever got out under that title or not, but that's the working title for the film, the production title. So let's look at the unadulterated artwork for Showdown. Which actually, isn't it insane? This company has flown under the radar of many people. With the amount of work that they put in and the amount of features that they put in. Hopefully after this video, this company is no longer going to be flying under the radar of people, that people are going to be going out and picking this stuff up. Love the unadulterated artwork here. You get a better look at the behind, the fight that's going on in the background there. As you can see, they've gone to the blue cases. So they started with white, they've gone with blue. I'm not sure. I like them both, but I might actually buy. I kind of like the blue on this one though. Not quite sure if I'm going to stick with the blue or I'm just going to get a white case to kind of make them like the same. So here is the poster for the movie Showdown. I'm actually super excited to watch this film and to watch the making of. I love documentaries. You guys know I love documentaries. And there's a few of these here that have documentaries on them. And the one thing that I haven't been... Yeah, they're definitely an underrated company. And Crops, I say give them a shot. Pick one that kind of gets your interest. Whether it's one that you've seen before, or maybe a blind buy and something that kind of interests you, and see how it goes for you. I'm a completist, and as soon as this came up, as soon as I see a release that's numbered, I know that I'm probably going to have to get them all, and I know I'm going to get all these because I will enjoy them. So this is number 15 in their collection. Wow. And I just want to make sure of this. So a lot of their releases, I want to check to be sure. So every one of the releases that I have, except for Bright Lights Big City, is region free. So any of my friends over from the UK or regions like that, this release here, like Showdown, if you want to get that movie, it is a region free release. That's an ABC on it. So that's a big bonus and a big plus. And I wish I'd seen that earlier. So apologize for not seeing that. And the last but not least, I have their 16th release here in my hands, their latest release, the last one that they put out. Do you know what it is, guys? I know you know what it is. I know Jesse knows what it is anyway. It's a callback to number 13. And this release here has been touted by MVD Rewind as being the most popular and most sold release thus far. It looks like with this one, their name is finally starting to get around. So that's always a plus. And that is exactly Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. If you've only seen the original Nemesis with Olivier Grenier and of course Tim Thomerson, then there's more to the story. Now, what's neat is that the Olivier Grenier played a character by the name of Alex in the original Nemesis. Now, he's not back for the sequels. Actually, there's another character, an unrelated character, also named Alex, played by bodybuilder Sue Price, who is actually she's around 5 feet tall. Like that's she's 5 feet tall, and she is one heck of a. I always heard bad things. It's Jesse. It's pretty cheesy. It's pretty cheesy with 4. But they do bring back Tim Thomerson in at least 1 or 2 of these. And number 4 has like Andrew Divoff from Wishmaster fame. As you wish. So yes, should you get them? Hell yes, they're fun sci-fi action films. And what's really neat, we got high definition transfers of all 3 films on there in their original aspect ratios. For 2 and 3, that will be a 178, and for number 4, that's a 220. And we get like the 2.0 stereo. We get like interviews for each of the films. Right on, 13th Wolfman. Welcome to my 2000th video. You get like a 30-minute talk on Nemesis 2, a 70-minute talk on Nemesis 3, and a 19.5-minute talk on Nemesis 4. There are original theatrical trailers for all 3 of these films. And of course, MVD Rewind has to do. And of course, this one, again, goes with the blue. And I like the white, but I do like the blue on these darker cases, these darker action-y cases. I wonder if that's why they did it, kind of like an aesthetic feel. Because they do seem to be like pretty much about like the visuals. The Arcade MVD visual, after all. The poster for 2, 3, 4. That is Sue Price right there. Of course, since this came out, there is a 5th one that came out more recently that doesn't fall within the parameters of MVD's like timeline of movies that they release in the Rewind collection. And definitely, 13 Wolfman, if you don't have that, definitely pick it up. MVD is killing it with their they are killing it, and I am shocked that they've gotten, since 2017, they've put out stuff, such an eclectic label, and they've kind of flown under the radar for a lot of people. So if you're fans of this style stuff and you're fans of MVD, I got some vinegar cinnamon stuff for you guys as well, by the way. And for people that just came in, as of right now, I have 13 of the 16 MVD Rewind titles that have been released. And here you go. This is what an MVD Rewind collection will look like in your personal movie library. As you can see, we got everything from DOA, Attack the Killer Tomatoes, Black Eagle, to Return the Swamp Thing, Coney Island, I'm not going to say the full title right now. Abominable, which everybody must own. Shadow Builder, Angel Town, Bright Lights, Big City, Nemesis, Double Dragon, Showdown, with a feature-length documentary, by the way, and Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. And what does Abominable have? As a short film with Zachary Levi and Kane Hodder and Ray Parks in it. Who doesn't want to have that? If you're a geek of any type, whether it's horror or Star Wars or the series Chuck, I have VinSyn stuff to show. Yes, I do. 3, actually. Thanks to my good friend Brian, I have 3 new Vinegar Syndrome titles to show you guys. These, I think, are the ones that came out for, what is it, April? So probably last, like, for the March month. And one of these, for certain, I'm pretty certain, like, not sure if Brian's still here. He probably had to go do stuff. But he was here at the beginning of this video. Hopefully one of these here will be, oh, there he is. We'll hopefully get to talk about. And I watched one last night. So first up is the Suckling. Love this artwork, by the way. This is one I haven't seen in ages, so it'll be interesting to go back and watch this one again. We get like a new video interview with Francis Terry. That's the writer-director of the film. There's a video interview with Michael Gingold from Fangoria and Rue Morgue magazine. He played the mature Suckling, really? Archival image gallery, reversible cover art, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. This is a new 2K restoration. And it's a very different, like, alternate artwork. So this, I got to thank Brian again for this, because would not have these releases were it not for him, by the way. That's the artwork you knew was the other release. I love this. It's almost 3D in the style of it's like. Totally insane. It's going to be totally insane. It's going to be awesome. Next up is one that I do remember from back in the day, but I remember it more for the trailer than I remember it for the actual film. I remember the trailer like I saw it yesterday. It was on so many VHS releases that I had, and that's Dominique. Dominique is dead, or is she? Is the trailer that I remember for this film, and this is the story of the macabre with a different twist. And this is, well, if I remember correctly, it's Cliff Robertson, right? Yeah, Cliff Robertson, Gene Simmons, Jenny Agutter. Oh, we may have some nudity here, guys. Simon Ward and Judy Geeson. Usually Jenny Agutter, nudity kind of goes together. So we got a new audio interview with Michael Jaston, actor Michael Jaston. There's a audio interview with assistant director Brian Cook on here as well. Again, newly scanned and restored 2K restoration of the film. And it's a suspenseful supernatural thriller. Is this supernatural? I don't remember this being supernatural. It seems really strange, doesn't it? That this is, when you get a movie that's kind of on the classier side, like kind of like the Southern Gothics or stuff that they put out, it's odd that you think, this doesn't seem like a Vinegar Syndrome title. Like, you're glad to have it, and you know Vinegar Syndrome is going to do like one of the most tension-filled films. I'm really excited to watch this now. 13th Movement. Love this cover here. I actually might switch it over to this cover. I actually really like this one. It's very marked, very. And the other one, I have to check to see if I can show the cover, see if I have to be. Okay, so we'll just, yep, pretty good. So, Flesh Pot on 42nd Street by Andy Milligan. That's 2 for the original cover art. Now, I watched this movie last night, and I'll be honest, I'll say this, Brian's still here. Brian, yeah, I think this might make for an episode. Let me know what you think when you see it. Andy Milligan's Flesh Pot on 42nd Street is not at all what I expected when I went into this. I have never seen this film before. It was called Fleshpot on 42nd Street. It had an X rating. So needless to say, I expected something kind of cheesy. I won't talk about it too much in case me and Brian do get to talk about this one. But I will say this: pick it up. If you're a fan of any of this type of stuff at all, no, there is like a hardcore release of the film. There are some. Now that being said, it's lighter hardcore than what you'd see in like a normal film. This is very much a story, character-driven piece. The scenes of 42nd Street, unfortunately 4K Cinema HD isn't here right now, but if any of you guys know him, mention this to him because he's going to want this. The scenes of 42nd Street, incredible. Is AGFA still releasing? I hear back and forth on that actually. I've heard that they're not releasing it. That you know, people just say that from what before. No, definitely 13 Wolfman. It is a great character study of a film. If you've ever seen the movie Angel, like the original Angel that came out, was like, you know, high schooler by day, hooker by night. Well, that film has like an eclectic cast of characters, right? And this is not the same style. This is not an action revenge film or anything like that. This is more of a drama style film, but it's a slice of life style film. I would consider Andy Milligan. This is the top praise I can give it. Think of like an early Scorsese, like a street level type of film. L.Q. Jones is an angel. Rory Calhoun is an angel. But that style, that family, that kind of odd mix of family that she had around her, you're gonna get that type of. I did anyway. I got that type of feel from the film and with the people that she comes in contact, the people that are around her. One thing I will say, Andy Milligan has an amazing ear for dialogue. When you're watching the film, it doesn't sound like people are reading off of a script. It sounds like people are talking, and in a very realistic way. Actually, did I hear that? I heard a little bit about it. I'm actually very interested. All I have from Andy Milligan is, thanks to Brian. Thank you, Brian, by the way. This came around just after my birthday. That Fleshpot is definitely one that needs to be watched. It's one that it gets my recommendation up there with things like Incubus and movies like A Woman's Torment. So that is there. The only other Andy Milligan that I have, and hopefully maybe one of these will be in that Severance set. I don't know. This is from Something Weird Video. This was a DVD that I picked up when I was at Bay Street Video up in Ontario. And I'm always up for Vinegar Syndrome, so please always have me in mind for those. Is The Ghastly Ones and Seed of Sin. So this was put up by Something Weird Video. I saw this there. I had to grab it because I didn't have any Andy Milligan in my collection, and I have yet to watch these two. Andy Milligan is one of those people that kind of like flew under the radar for me a lot. I hadn't seen a lot of his films. I think he's the guy that directed The Rats, the Werewolves Are Coming, The Rats Here, something like that. A weird title. I remember that movie back in the day, but I'm pretty sure that was him. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in that one. I don't have the Weirdo yet. Actually, I had it in my hand though. But it was done with another release, and I wanted to get them both. Oh, Something Weird, without Something Weird Video, the Andy Milligans and the Herschel Gordon Lewises of the world would never have gotten their releases, their initial releases in the first place. And I'm proud to have a couple Something Weirds in my collection. So today we have gone over the MVD Rewind Collection, a company that has gone like under the radar for a long period of time, and hopefully after this video, if you're on Twitter, please tweet this video out and share it and like it, please. Please hit the like button up there as well. So Frank Henlotter, yeah, exactly. Henlotter is the man when it comes to this stuff, guys. Like, he's fantastic with this. I love his that sexploitation documentary. If you don't have that one, Severin put it out. It's a must-have. You got to get it. It's a great release. So, finish off here today. If you like my talk on weird stuff like vinegar syndrome, be sure to check out Just to This podcast with Brian Sauer, because that's where I get really in depth with this cool, weird, eclectic label that is known as vinegar syndrome. Brian does a lot of great stuff with Stephanie Crawford, with Rob Galuzzo, and has a lot of like special guest stars along the way. Make sure that you're subbed to that podcast, and you give it a thumbs up and give it a like, give it a review. Review my episode kindly. I didn't get in the cold of the night, but that's one. That's the thought for the sale. Make sure that you're checking out stuff like new vinegar. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm always nervous before it drops. You know that, Ryan. There's a new. So keep an eye out. We got 3 vinegar syndrome titles that we're talking about next week, and I kind of help like win Brian over on one title, and he helps win me over on another title. So it should be an interesting episode for you guys to check out. Hampton Books is in the U.S. Unfortunately, it makes it hard for me. But anybody here that has a channel, guys like 13th Wolfman, by the way, guys like Corey, anybody here that has a channel themselves, always feel free to link your channel in the comment section down below. Never be shy about pimping your stuff, because the commenters on here, a lot of them have their own YouTube channels, and they're fantastic channels. Make sure that you're checking them out. If you're in here and you're watching my stuff, then you definitely are going to like stuff like 13th Wolfman. You're going to like some of the stuff that people like Corey does, or like Sasha, or people like that. Make sure to check them out. Also, along the stuff, along with the Just to This podcast, Brian also does one with Eric Kane called Pure Cinema Podcast. More than likely you're already listening to that one if you're watching this channel. If you're not, then don't miss out. It's a really good one. They did a really good episode on the new Beverly like stuff that's coming out for the month of April, and that was a really fantastic episode. Definitely check that out. Stephanie Crawford unfortunately didn't get here today. Does Screamcast, and she's often in there. So if you're not listening to Stephanie Crawford on Screamcast, you're missing out, because she's really good when it comes to that. Aside from that, both Brian and Stephanie Crawford do stuff, have writing that to do as well. So be sure to check all that out. There's my 2000th video. I'm super excited, but I'm always there to mention great work by other people, because that's one of the things that I want to get across here. One of the things that I wanted to do when I started making these videos in the live format is, and I mentioned this on my Instagram recently, I love going to conventions. Love conventions. Because you get to meet people that are into stuff that you're into, and you may not see them around your place. Like, I don't see a lot of people that are into the movies or into kind of the weird type stuff that I'm into, right? On here, I can bring that to, I can bring that. I can bring my love of like movies and cinema and all kinds of cool, like geeky stuff as well. I can give that, in a way, I can give you the virtual convention experience where you can come in here and talk to not just to me, but to everybody else, and find people that like the type of stuff that you like, to find other channels and podcasts, and maybe like even like shops in your area or sales that are going on. So this is kind of like, if the movie club is a virtual convention where people that like all kinds of weird, cool stuff can come in and talk to each other, and hopefully make friends and connections, and just and see some cool stuff. So that is what my channel is doing. If you have not yet watched my Valentine Blu-ray, Scream Factory Blu-ray review, I do recommend it. It actually is probably one of the best reviews that I've done, like on my channel ever. I will be peppering pre-taped reviews and overviews of companies throughout here. If you want a deeper dive, aside, like I can talk on a topic here, and sometimes we'll go in a family circus way around a topic in which we'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about other things as well, and we'll get into this and into that. If you want to see me like kind of like precision laser onto a topic sometimes, then it's interesting to see some of the pre-tapes that I would do that I'll kind of pepper throughout to give you a little bit more information on like movies or companies or releases as well. So that I'm actually really excited about doing. My main focus is still the live portion of it, but I want to give you guys as much content and as much bang for your, well, not for your buck, because I'm not a Patreon channel, but the much bang for your watching as possible. So here we go, guys. This has been my 2000th video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would never do a rant on some companies. You never see me mad. I'm Canadian, that's why. Actually, Jesse, watch my old video I did, and it's probably one of my most watched videos. It's called, Shame on You, Scream Factory. And it's about the release that they did for Nightbreed, which I ended up actually buying because I really am a big Nightbreed fan, and they won me over. But I did like an angry video on Scream Factory. It's a lot of people found my channel through that and thought I didn't like the company, or I didn't like it. So, but yeah, it keeps getting popped. Yeah, it's an early one, so I'm not quite sure the quality of it, but people tend to watch. Oh, 13 Wolfmen, you definitely will like the podcast, both Pure Cinema and so if you're listening to Screamcast, dude, then you should be, and Shockwaves, you got to be listening to Just to This, you got to be listening to Pure Cinema. Those are must. Trust me, put them on. Like, subscribe to them, get them on your notification list. I buy more movies because of Brian, I think. he sucks me into more movies. But it's a good thing. I'm a movie lover. Thank you guys for watching. This is my movie library. You guys are the movie club. You guys are awesome. I got to 2,000 videos because you guys made it so comfortable and so cool to come in here and do this and to keep doing this. So hopefully we get to 2001, 2020, 2500 and onward. But thank you guys so much for watching today, and thank you for coming in and sharing my 2000th video with me. That means a lot. Maybe one day I'll actually have 2,000 subscribers. Who knows? But it's not quantity of subscribers, it's quality. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Aaron. You guys rock, and I will see you next time right here in the Movie Club. Pick up some MVD Rewind and check out those podcasts that I mentioned. I think you'll thank me for it. I really do.